Welcome to the Miracle Mamas Show. My name is Ashley Sabali. I'm the founder of Miracle Mamas, where we strive to aim the bar in maternal health one step at a time. And we bring real advocates and moms onto the podcast to share their stories. And we have a very special guest. Tina, would you like to introduce yourself to our viewers and listeners?
Sure. Hi, Ashley. Thank you so much. I am absolutely honored to be here. Very excited. My name is Tina Perry, and I am the founder of a nonprofit organization that opened in 2011. I am a business owner of an apparel company, and I am Miss Wisconsin Galaxy for my pageant world.
Thank you. And before we get started, tell us a little bit about what got you into pageantry and a little bit about your role here going to Galaxy.
Okay, so I started doing pageants in 1995. I had a 3-month-old baby, and it just came my way to be offered to be in a pageant. And I thought about it. I'm like, wow, that would be really amazing. And prior to that, I had filmed as an extra in quite a few movies. And it was a lot of fun. And even in one of
Wow.
them, they used my blue Firebird. Um, I have filmed with Lance from NSYNC. I've filmed with Tootie from Facts of Life, Joan and John Cusack, Kyle
That's so
Chandler. Like,
cool.
I had a lot of fun. I played a PTA mom. I was roller skating down Michigan Avenue in Chicago, and Lance from NSYNC was walking with his briefcase. And I had a lot of fun being an extra. It was amazing. So, with pageantry, it's like, you're putting yourself out there, right? What you stand for. With being an extra in the movies, you're having a role, putting yourself out there. It's exciting to me.
That is so cool. And, for pageant girls who know this, and if you're not in pageantry, everybody has usually a platform. And for you, Tina, you have your nonprofit organization that you mentioned a little earlier. So can you tell us a little bit more about your nonprofit and how this, how this all came to be? What inspired you to start your nonprofit organization?
I'd be happy to. So, the nonprofit I opened in 2011, and how it all started. Well, I had a teenage daughter, and she kept coming home with police and drinking tickets. They would bring her home. And I was like, oh no, I do not want to have this be a habit, right? What could I do? So what I did was I thought, why is this happening? Why does it happen to teenagers? And it happens to all ages, but you want to get them when they're young, when they want to start experiencing and explaining to them, this is probably not a great idea, right? So I thought, well, what are one of the reasons that the kids do this? I think because they're bored. And so, in order for kids not to be bored, what do? We give them things to do. So, the thing is in life is we all are different and we all like different things. So, what did that mean? That means I need to have a variety of things for people to do. I need to inspire people to do things that they never even thought of. And, a lot of us will be like, oh, I would never do that. And I wouldn't like that. And then, well, hopefully a positive thing. I'm talking about somebody's offered. They're like, well, let me try. And then they try and they love it. So the things we offered were sports. And not everyone just loves sports, right? But there's a lot of people that do. So when we had a kickball team, I also have been a volunteer my whole entire life since I was a teenager.
Great.
So going back to this, I was a Miracle League baseball coach. And if you don't know what Miracle League is, you could be from 4 years old to 18 years old, and it's a baseball team for special need kids. So we have people that are in wheelchairs. We have all different types of the special needs. And it was one of the best parts of my life. So The reason I bring that up is because when I decided to do the sports team, I asked the field that we were on if we could use it, and they said yes. So the field was rubber because we had wheelchairs, so it was made for that. And so my kickball league uh, just loved it. We had the scoreboard, we did the national anthem, and what I did before every game is line up all the kids for the just listen sports. Now I'm back to kickball. I lined all the kids up. I gave them the microphone, and I'm like, tell me something that happened good this week, or tell me something good about yourself that you like. The reason I did that is because I find most people are negative. Most people complain. And it's much easier to do. Oh, this is wrong. Oh, that is wrong. I want to know what's right. Lift your spirits. So after everyone has the microphone, goes through first to third base or all the way around home plate, depending on how many kids we had, everyone just said so many positive things. They're like, let's play. So we played the game. After the game, I fed all the kids, and it was wonderful. So sports was something that we had a lot of fun with. The other thing I did was art. Very different things with art. We put a whole program together. I have a really creative brain, I'd like to say. So with the art program, we did different things. Now, again, people will say, I'm not artistic. I can't do it. Well, everybody could do abstract. And you know what? Doing abstract art, you could fling the paint, you could smush it around, you could dots, you could lines, circles, whatever. And you've seen abstract art. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
it's very beautiful. There are all sorts of different type of arts. And for
Yeah,
your nonprofit, like you're focusing on mental health, is that correct?
we are. And
Okay.
part of the mental health with the art part, for instance, we did a lot of times, and I still do this with people all through the 14 years, we paint a balloon.
Okay.
And they get to take it home with them, and we put the little string and we write on there, let go. And that's the mental health part of it, right? Like, we're teaching people, and then it's visualized. Like, they'll put it up in a room, and then when they're walking by, it's a reminder, let go, be at
You're right.
peace, take it easy. And so that's what I do a lot. So when I work with people, I work one-on-one or in groups or events, give people things to do. And it's always fun, I think. I get a lot of people saying, when is the next thing? Or what are you doing next? Because I do a variety of things because that's what I think life needs.
Do you do
We've
in
done,
person and virtual, your organization?
I have not done anything virtual with people. It's all in person.
Okay. That's
Mm-hmm.
cool though.
So our one-on-ones, I am a peer support specialist and a recovery coach as well.
Okay.
So with that, when I work with people one-on-one, the really nice thing about being a peer support specialist is I don't always have to meet you in the office. We could go bowling. We could go take a walk in the park. We could go for coffee. We could do things. It's a pair, right?
I love
So
that.
it's like you and somebody go out and take a walk at the park, so it doesn't always have to feel like I'm walking in this office because I have a problem. It's like I'm meeting her at the park, I'm meeting her at the coffee shop, and we're going to sit and talk because communication, building their life back up, all different sorts of things. I absolutely love it. It's really helping people.
What do you think are like the biggest challenges that people are going through in terms of mental health, or specifically with women with mental health? What do you think that the biggest challenges seen or heard?
Well, the biggest challenge is getting somewhere to get support,
Yeah.
having the courage to even ask for help. That is the absolute biggest. I had a phone call with a lady yesterday that called me 4 years ago, and I answered the phone, of course. And she said, I just called to say thank you And I said, "You're welcome." She said, "You changed my life." I
Oh,
said, "No, you changed your life. I supported you." So that's what, everyone's like, "You did this." And I know it's a great feeling when people like, they look at you like, this is the person. So with this in particular person, when I met with her, I answered the phone when she called. I can't believe you answered the phone. Well, I do my best. I barely miss a phone call. It's very important. That could be a life or death phone call, right?
yes.
So as time went by and I worked with this individual, I told her, "What what's a word you would say when you think of me? I'm just curious. I just have that question." And instantly she said, "Ready." I said, "Ready." I said, "Wow. Why?" She said, "You are always ready. You're ready for the unknown. You're ready for the phone call that you didn't even get yet, that you know exactly what to say to somebody." So I just listen and do the absolute best I can with every individual. And every individual is so different. And every stage of mental health, every voice, the cry for help, the cry for, I need this. I'm calling for my child. I'm calling for myself. I'm calling, you know, we need your help. So we've done an extremely wonderful job through the years, helping people. And when I see them out on the streets, sometimes I just look. I can't really be like, "Oh, hey, I know you." It depends on the people, and it just fills my heart so much. And there's people living life and not just existing because we support them.
So, what advice would you give to somebody like, a mother, a new mother who's, maybe struggling, and she doesn't know what to do and how to get help? Like, what do you think are some advice that you would give to her, like her first steps of
The
trying to get
first,
resources? Yeah.
yeah, the first step is whatever she is feeling she needs support with. I would say research on the computer, like Google, like, this is what I'm looking for, and make that phone call. And even Health and Human Services in every community should have resources when someone calls to say, "This is what I need help with or support with. Who can I call?" So, Health and Human Resources for sure. And just simply Googling the subject that they want help for. And it's okay to call. Calling it, I want to say it like this. It it means that you just took your first step in healing yourself to
That's
help.
huge. Yeah.
You you are going to be okay to get that support. There's so much support out there in life. And the recovery community that I help, we are like a family. I have a recovery community family. I have a pageant family. I have a bloodline family, and I have friends that are like family. I think it's building our relationships and trust, finding support for one another. And for myself as a leader, I need to do my continuing education. I need to network and see, like, if I have a person coming to me that needs this, I would like to know who to refer them to if that's not something I help with. So there's so many pieces to all of it. But I would get the advice to, first of all, find that Google search or call me, and I'll definitely help you do that part, because it sometimes people just need somebody to be like, "This is what I need. Can you help me?" My answer is always going to be yes. And if I can't do it, I will find a resource no matter what. But the one major thing we have to keep doing is our self-love and self-care. It is very, very important, because if we're just sad and laying around the next day, the same thing, maybe it could turn into overeating. Maybe it could turn into not eating. Maybe it could turn into, I just don't even have the energy to get up anymore. So
It can snowball. I'm an emotional eater, and that's
it's,
something that
oh,
happens to
I've
me.
done it too.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So there's wonderful people out there that help with mental health and substance use.
Yes.
I know a lot of them. But the
And it,
self-care and self-love, very important.
that's the core. I think that's the core. And I think sometimes, like, I thought, like, self-care was just like, I don't know, getting a facial or a manicure, but it's a lot more than
Oh,
that. It's a lot deeper than those aesthetics, if you
right.
would. So it's really loving you and taking care of you. And I think you have to love yourself in order to show that love to others, as you've,
Hmm.
kind of illustrated. And in your organization, is it primarily just you, or do you have a team of folks? Because it sounds like you're very busy.
I am. I love staying busy. And that's all the more people that get the help too. It's just I love it. I live for it and my family.
Yeah.
So it changes throughout the years. So I have volunteers and I have a parent peer support specialist, which I myself could support somebody that has mental health or substance use as a
Okay.
person or a parent. I could help any individual. This parent peer support specialist that I have helps the parents that are struggling with children with mental health or substance use.
Okay.
So I have that. And then in 2018 and 19, we had a grant through the state. Now, then I had a bunch of employees. And then we used to, it was called the ED2 recovery. So with that, we used to go to the hospital when somebody had an overdose. And then while they're in their room, because it's the best time to walk in for us, is can I help you? Now we're a person that has experience in all of this. And the one great thing is they will relate to us because we have the experience. But it's not only that, we're not in a uniform. A uniform could throw people off, let people resist. When you experience a mental health or substance use, anything to go to the hospital, you're probably not in a real good mood. And when somebody is coming at you to maybe even help you, but when you see scrubs with a stethoscope and all these gadgets on them, they're doing things to you, right? When you see a police officer with all their gadgets and their recording lights, you're probably going to like resist a little bit in those situations. Now, when you see somebody coming to you in regular clothes, can I support you? I've experience in this area. It's a little easier, like a warm handoff. And that's why we actually try and work with the police and we try and work with the hospitals so we could get in that group. There's a call. Well, take me with you because I'm in regular clothes and that uniform just does something. So 2018-19, we had those grants and it was wonderful. And then after that, I didn't apply for it again. And
Okay.
it just went back down to me. And shortly after, then COVID came and they weren't letting anyone anywhere. So then basically now it's me and my peer support specialist and my board and all the volunteers. And it's wonderful. And anyone could join anytime because I have things all the time. I could even do things all 7 days of the week.
I can't believe how busy you are. And if someone were to get in touch with you, we're going to put the links below for this episode.
Okay.
Do you have like a website, or how could they get in contact with your organization if they wanted to
They
learn
could
more?
definitely email me. I want everybody to be mindful that we have volunteers that run our stuff. And a lot of us are a little older like me. So we're not like 100% up to date on that, social media, everything, website, everything. So just bear with us. But I'm like the people person. I could help save a life, no problem. You want me to go on the computer and certain things, I might, and then I need to ask for help, and I do.
Well, that's nowhere near as important as saving someone's life.
Right, right,
So,
right.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think that's incredible, and we will put your contact information in here so people would like to learn more. They can reach out to you. And do you primarily work in the state of Wisconsin, or do you also have volunteers out of state?
Well, that's a great question. Um, so remember I told you we had that grant for 2 years and we got paid?
Yes.
Those are the only 2 years out of the
Oh,
14 that I ever got paid.
okay.
I volunteer my whole heart and my whole life to this without getting paid, although that might change one day.
I hope
Um,
so. I hope you apply for more grants.
right, right. Yeah, I was thinking about it. I'm so busy. It's like
I
I weigh
know.
things out. I can handle this way, and that I do have that. It's just this is what I need to do right now. It's so okay. So helping people. I helped a boy from the Cayman Islands, and he was on opiates.
Okay.
I will help people all over the world. So what it takes is a lot of times just that voice, right?
Yes.
So I can help someone all over the world anywhere. And that brings me to like July 26th is going to be our Stepping on Stigma. And that's a global event. So for many years, what I have done is try and include what we do worldwide. So last year for Stepping on Stigma, we had 25% of the states, three different countries, and then people here in Wisconsin, where I am, in Thiensville.
Yeah.
So this year, it's something I've done for 4 years straight. And even before that, the Stepping on Stigma is very close to my heart, which we're trying to get people to not be mean to other people and understand that your actions could really affect people. This year, with my pageantry, the last 3 years that I've done, again, after a 26-year hiatus out of it, I got back into it. And one of my questions I always had gotten all 3 years is, if you win, what are you gonna do? Well, I'm going to travel throughout the whole state and touch a life in every county. And so this was my fourth year. I've been saying it. And at other times, I've gotten 25%, 40%, 60%. But this year, I reached my goal. I have touched lives in all 72 counties of the state
That's incredible. Wow. That's just incredible. I can't believe that you even
of
have the
Wisconsin.
bandwidth to do
Substance.
that.
I'm
I,
sorry?
I couldn't believe it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I think we froze a little bit, but I'm that's just incredible that you did that. You actually went to all 72 counties in the state of
I
Wisconsin
did.
to help people. And I want to thank you again, Tina, for coming on the Miracle Mama show because I think mental health, I mean, we talk a lot about it in terms of maternal mental health, but I think mental health just in general is something that we need to, definitely, pay more attention to, remove the stigma. And I'm very appreciative of everything that you're doing and all your volunteers are. So thank you. So, can you explain to us with your message that you provide to the public for stepping on stigma? What is your message?
Stepping on Stigma is very close to my heart. It does so much for the community because of what happened in my life, especially. My daughter was stigmatized by the medical professionals, and she had the past of being in and out of jail. She had gone to prison. She had my grandson in prison. And when she was out of prison for 4 years, she had gotten really sick and she went to the hospital. During those 4 years, she was the best mommy ever to her little boy that she turned into a kid again herself with the walks and the chalk and the riding the bikes. And it was one of the most precious things in my life to see my daughter being such a wonderful mother. what happened was the 4 years after she was out of prison, Angelina went to the hospital and she was stigmatized. And what that means is Angelina had a history of using. And so there's records that show that when you go to the hospital or you get in trouble with the police, there's history, right? They keep track of that. So May 11th, 2021, Angelina went to the hospital and they were not very nice to her at all. Her son Mason and myself dropped her off. It was COVID, so we couldn't go in. We went to the grocery store. We came back home and a police officer pulled in the driveway after me. Now, police in my driveway was a normal thing. So I asked the officer, like, what's up? He said, where's Angelina? I said, I just dropped her off at the hospital. He said, well, she's not there and there's blood all over her bed. We think she took the IV. And I said, well, that doesn't make sense to me. I said, Angelina could walk as slow as a turtle. I did not drop her off because she was cut. I dropped her off because she was very sick. So the IV that they think she took, look in the linen basket because she ripped it out. She doesn't need it. And I will call you when she comes back to me and look at the cameras because I'm sure you could see if she got picked up. So I called the officer later that night. She was back with me.
Okay.
And she said she just left because they were so mean to her.
Okay.
So then May 13th, we went to a different hospital. I got to go in that time. And I said, Angelina's not drug seeking. She's very sick. The emergency room was phenomenal. She was admitted. The next day, a nurse bullied her, stigmatized her again, and she walked out again. So now we're at May 11th. It didn't work out. May 13th, it didn't work out. Both days stigmatized by the medical field. She's drug seeking, and she wasn't. July 20th, I finally got her back to the hospital. Now this time she was admitted into the ICU. July 28th, my daughter passed away.
Oh my gosh. So what did they find that was wrong? What was making her sick?
She had a blood infection,
Oh.
and the blood infection came from a tattoo gun she bought off the street, and she was putting a heart on her arm with mom in the middle. And
So
after,
sorry.
thank you. After she had Mason while she was serving her prison sentence, I went to visit her and told her she didn't look good. I asked the prison guard if he would get her to medical, and he did. And the next day she was in the hospital. And so she served quite some time in the hospital because she had a blood infection from her C-section. Bacteria got inside her.
Okay, yeah.
And the prison guard saved my daughter's life, and the medical system failed her. And so today, I speak on it nationally, and there's a lot of people that have lost their children. And I want to tell those moms, I'm very sorry, first of all, but we got to keep getting up because we're still here. And it's one of the hardest things to do every day because they're not. And
Yeah.
they don't have to do the work I do, but they got to get up and do the self-care. And we could still smile and laugh. And sometimes you feel guilty when you do that because how could a mom that has lost their child smile? How could a mom that has lost their child laugh? I think grieving goes in different stages and it hits in waves.
Yeah.
And if there's a mom out there that wants to call me and talk, I would love to hear about their child because we're treated differently a lot of times. People are afraid of us because they don't know what to say to us. So they'll avoid us. So much comes with it. And they don't have to do what I do, but they got to get up. and live and not just exist.
Well, I'm getting a little choked up because I have two daughters of my own and a son, and I couldn't imagine losing any of them, either any of them. I mean, it's a worst nightmare. I'm so
So
sorry. I'm very sorry.
you tell me you're so busy, Tina, right?
Yes, yes, you are.
Here's the big reason why I have to stay busy because my daughter's gone. And when I think about it, I'm so grateful I had her for the 28 years I did. I am so thankful.
Yeah.
But every day I wake up, she's in heaven. I can't touch her, hold her, call her name. I can't get up and go somewhere with her. I can do nothing. So what I choose to do is help others to prevent it from happening from another.
Yes.
Sometimes I can't even talk about it. Sometimes I could just talk about it without a tear. And sometimes I just am like, what happened? Like, she's gone. And it's not supposed to happen that way, right? Um, so I get up and help others because they're here and they don't deserve to die. Stigma, what happens is in the mental health and substance use world, a lot of people are stigmatized. Call them names. They're afraid to go to the doctor because they don't want to be judged and stigmatized. I've spoke to over 300 doctors. Their question to me is, how do we talk to these people? My answer to them is, how do you talk to your other patients?
It's a darn good answer, right? I
I
mean,
mean,
they're people. I mean, we all have some kind of history. I mean, we have to be opening an open heart and an open mind. Not everyone's going to be there's really no textbook case. I mean, everybody is different, everybody's unique, and everybody should be treated equally.
right. Good people make bad choices sometimes, right?
Right.
And anyone could change, and I believe in that. And with the right support team and system, it's so much easier, And that first phone call is hopefully, I mean, there's some places you could call and you might not get right away the help you need. So I will tell you, if somebody calls for help and it was like, oh, that wasn't what I needed, do
Right.
not give up there. Research a little more and make another phone call because there's some support out there that you could work on the next steps with and you could be okay. We're here like one time. Let's live the best we can, right? And
Yeah, we do the best we can.
yeah, and enjoy the fresh air and just fabulous foods and friends and love and nature. There's so much. We just have to sometimes get in a different mindset when we look at things.
Yes.
And mine is to inspire and educate and help, and I do my best. And I still take care of Mason, her son.
How's
And
he doing?
well, when we drive past the hospital, he calls me Nama. He says, Nama. I said, yes. He said, did that mean nurse get fired yet? That was mean to mommy. And I just said, I don't think so. But it's okay. I'm lucky enough to be able to go in and talk to the medical professionals, and I speak to the recovery community to encourage them self-care, self-love. And you need a doctor, you go to the doctor and you get the help you need. And if you need me to advocate with you for you, call me. And I mean it, because I'm going to help you. Like, we all deserve to live. If we want good in our lives and we're not figuring it out and we need support, call for the help and we'll get that. And I talk to community members. There's so many community members that have no clue on this mental health and substance use, and
Yeah.
is their automatic human reaction is to just judge. But what they're doing is judging something that they're not educated on. So if they're educated, they could think of things differently, like a lot of us do in our lives. Like we think one way about something, and then now we have education, and then it's like, oh, and now we have a totally different view on it.
I think you bring a fresh perspective because you've gone through it. I mean,
Right.
you're right there alongside your daughter, and you're seeing, obviously other people that you've been working with for years now, right? So I think what you're doing is not only impacting the clients that you see and their families, but the healthcare practitioners, which is amazing because that's the root of it, of
Mhm.
where that stigmatism can be is sometimes, in that environment and just kind of breaking those stereotypes to kind of open people's minds a little bit and maybe do a different line of questioning or just, treat people the same, treat your patients the same. And I think
Mhm.
that's really empowering what you're doing.
Thank you. The sheriff and I did a really nice thing together for the community.
Really?
The doctors and I'm telling you, they're wonderful with me. And the doctor lady that gets me in these spaces, she's like, Tina, don't forget you're the expert. Because like we think doctors, whoa, right? And it's
Yes.
like, okay, guys, here we go. And I will tell you, through this whole journey, traveling throughout all 72 counties of the state of Wisconsin for stepping on stigma and my legacy, telling people like your words matter, your body language matters, be kind, understand a situation before you judge. So all of those people were wonderful. The communities have been wonderful with questions. The doctors have been wonderful. And it just went that way. I'm walking in telling them this is how you talk. These people come in by you. And the recovery community, wonderful. I'm actually just getting my message across. And the parents that have lost their children, we need to come together. And like I said before, it's different with us now. Like, I haven't had this experience, but a lot of women have.
Yeah.
They'll see in the groceries, they'll they'll see a mom with a lost child in a grocery store, no matter if it's adult or child, and like they'll go down a different aisle or not talk to them anymore. Or they don't want to hear about their kid anymore. It's all they talk about, right? I mean, it goes like that. But you know what? We do want to hear about your child. Let's keep living their memories, keep
Yeah.
their memories alive. And I get it. I totally get it. It's an uncomfortable situation, but I'm doing the best I can. My daughter's saving lives from heaven through my voice.
Through you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful legacy for your
Yeah.
daughter and what you and your daughter are doing and the impact that you're having
Yeah.
on, on such a huge scale. And I just wanted to thank you for coming on the Miracle Mama show, sharing not only your story but your daughter's as well and the impact that you both have had.
Yeah. Thank you.
I don't have words. You got me choked. I mean, I'm just thinking about my own kids, and I just think what you're doing is incredible. I mean, not
Thank you.
only going through the grieving part, but I mean, taking so much action on it. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm happy to do with this. It's
And
helping save lives.
you are, and I would love to hear updates too. So please keep me posted. I would love to have you back on here.
I definitely will because Miracle Mama, it's like I have three boys and a grandson, and I would love to share things about them and me being their mama.
A mom and a grandmom, there's no more important job or hardest job than that.
Right.
So thank you again, and I will see you soon. And best of luck at Galaxy,
Thank you
at the
so
Galaxy
much.
Passions. I'm very excited for you. Best of luck.